And serendipity, what I learned, there's something called serendipity. Let's look it up. Remember, there's the serenity prayer. God, give me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Okay, so that's serenity, serendipity, dude, means the occurrence and development of events by chance in a happy or beneficial way. So the something that occurs, you can observe that it happened, it occurred, and development of events by chance. So you didn't plan it. So things are, you're not trying to. Usually it has to do with like a girl, in my case. So you're not planning to, you're not trying to get with her, No planning. It says here, by chance. You're not really trying. Like, you just keep meeting up, and then you're like, I gotta talk to her. And every time you talk to her, it's like, perfect. You walk away like, man, I didn't know I was so smooth. Yes. And it's happy. You feel happy. And beneficial, you feel blessed, and she feels like you did something for her. So that's serendipity. Now, I thought that sometimes bad things happen. There's a saying, crappy crap happens. In this life, bad things happen. And you're like, Jimmy, or Jimmy, why do you think that? What is my thinking? Why does God allow? Well, we don't have to bring God into it, but it's a good idea to include God in your thinking, because he's important, it's just a good idea. So why would bad things be allowed? Because they just happen to you, right? Why would bad things be allowed to affect your life? For example, the other day I couldn't turn my recording off. I was like, boop, boop. So I was pushing the button, boop, and I just kept recording. So I had to throw away the recording. There's a certain way of thinking, like you didn't need it anyways. Nah. Sometimes this is how I think of it. You know why bad things happen to you? Because you're a good person. They say, why do bad things happen to good people? They do. Like, the crappy crap happens. But guess who did it to you? Not, did it to you, but a bad person. See, bad people do bad things. And the sneakiest, lousiest thing is they always hide in the shadows. That's what they're like. Or they're like right there, dude. Like, as soon as you turn, you go, oh, they ran out of there like a chicken, So you're like, I think he's right there. Like, I think he's right here, like hiding right here. And then like he'll poke his head out, when you don't look. Like, oh, hello. Like when you go over here, he went, hello. And then the minute you like look over there, he like pull back like that. That's how bad people are, chickens. So, you don't even know that the bad person did the bad thing to you. Sneaky. So now you're like, why do they get away with it? And according to the Bible, the Holy Bible, they don't get away with it. Never do. Never do. If they break the law in this country, eventually they'll get caught. Because see, when they don't get caught, they're like, I'll do it again, right? Or I'll do it bigger, I'll do it bigger. And then when they do it bigger, the police notice, like, dun, and then they might get away with something bigger again. But then you add up all those biggers, and then sometimes it's enough to send them to jail. And that's, there's a song called Bad Boys. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, that's when the police like grab them, and then you never hear about it, Whenever the police grab somebody and send them to jail, they're not cragging, they're like, hey, we're the police, we got another one. It would be so odd if they did that. Some people say, yeah, we should do that so we feel better, Got another one, put them in jail. But at the same time, if they always do that, then some people who don't want to know there's any crime at all, they will be afraid. And then, that's the way the government is. They think about everyone. Like, you're not as afraid of crime, but some people really are afraid of crime, and they don't even want to think about it. Like, I don't even want to know there's like one criminal out there, because everyone's not the same. Everyone's tolerances, like what they can like stand, is different. So even criminals eventually get caught and put in jail. But what about the ones that slip through the cracks, or like they do something else, Well, that's why belief in Jesus Christ is important, because remember, he tells you in his Holy Bible that he is a good God. He has laws, right? Like they're called like the commandments, and he seems to be so strict. Like, you must obey my commandments. So, he doesn't. Everyone knows that if you break his commandments, he like punishes you. So the question is like, Jimmy, would God like somehow assist police in capturing criminals? Or does he like stay out of it? You know what I mean? Like, that is your affair, and then like God, the Creator, the Lord, like he has his affairs. I don't know, because God cares. You know that. Everyone knows that God is love, right? So I think that he cares so much that he'll do it without telling you, like people do that, right? They'll do something nice for someone and never tell them, So I think God will like help police, but no, he didn't help them. did. You know what I mean? Like, he turned invisible. Sent those Kadosh Malakim that are invisible. They come in. And they help somehow, And they'll even deny it. If you ask the Kadosh Malakim, did you help him? They're like, nah, we didn't help him. They did it all themselves. So, let's get back to why do bad things happen? So, remember that God will punish those people who did bad things to you. So, that kind of makes me feel better that, they're not going to totally get away with it. If it's not a crime, then God, the Creator, the Lord, He will get them for you. But here's my question. What do I get in the meantime for my trouble? And that's a good question, too. I had to throw away a recording, man. Who's gonna pay for that? I should get a recording. And I'm gonna search my memory banks. How does God make up for what someone else did to you? I don't know, because some people don't really believe in Him. So then it's not necessary. But if you believe in Him, then you're sort of like, where is it? Which is probably adorable to, Kadosh Malakim, these ancient, powerful, nigh miles higher than us, elevated, superior celestial beings. It's probably cute, you're like, dang it, who's gonna pay for that? Well, I have a funny story. I knew this person who every time they did something, they're like, give me a tip, all right, I woke up in the morning, give me a tip. And then they went outside and they usually are mean to someone. I wasn't mean to that person, give me a tip, and then he bought his food for the day. I did what I was supposed to, give me a tip. And then, he's doing his work. I did my work like I was supposed to. Give me a tip. And then, well, after a while, that seems just weird, Because you should get a treat, right? If you did something above what you normally do. And then, when you're young, you get an allowance from your dad. But he, told you, I want you to, sweep out the garage and, wash my car. And maybe keep your room clean, right? And then if you do those things pretty well, then, you get your money for the week or the month. If you get it for the month, you get more, right? You have to, make it last for the entire month. But so it seems cheap, but whatever you get in life, That's like the allowance. So those don't apply. Like something bad happened to you. You didn't like deserve a treat, or something bad happened to you. So something good has to happen to you. So maybe, remember, you have to ask the Lord. But you have to be like, I don't know, you have to like have something in your mind, because he's invisible. And if you say, give me something good, right? And he's like, give it to the Father. I don't know what to do for you, because you didn't really ask me for anything. You told me something good to happen to you, and he's like, boom, there it is. But then, see, the way the human mind works is like, give me A to show me that you're making up for when I, in this example, lost my file. So when you get A, then you're like, okay, thank you, God. You made up for something you didn't have to, because someone did something bad to me. Remember, you have to pray and like ask them, because you can't read your mind. Now, unfortunately, prayer is the only way to ask him, because, sometimes you're like, were you talking to me? And the guy's like, I wasn't talking to you. And then people are like, were you talking to God? And then, like, you're like, yeah, I was. But then, those guys up there, they're like, you aren't talking to God, because the way to talk to God is you have to pray. You have to, be on your knees with your hands like this and your eyes closed. They already created the rules for it, Or you could do this while you pray. You could close your eyes, or you could look like this. Puppy dog eyes. I don't know, I'm just familiar with prayer, You can't just I pray. I talked to you. I asked. Remember, I mentioned that praying is talking to God, but talking is not praying necessarily. You just have to think, what does praying look like? But in prayer, you ask. He likes it if you ask for stuff. I think he does. If you ask for too much, I think it's not good to ask for too much. It's just tacky. Okay, thank you for listening to my Sea Talk on serendipity and why bad things happen to you. See, the world we live in is not perfect. I wish it were. Thank you. Remember, just keep God first also.